Cured is a not-for-profit 501c3 foundation dedicated to those suffering from eosinophilic diseases. It is the hope of Cured to raise substantial funding to aid in research, education, advocacy, and public awareness for this complex disease. Although eosinophilic diseases are being diagnosed at an alarming rate, little is known about them. It is our heartfelt belief and mission that Cured can make a difference for the individuals and their families who are touched by these disorders. Eosinophilic diseases are conditions in which the body's immune system treats food as a harmful entity. In response to food, the body rapidly produces too many immune cells called eosinophils. Eosinophils rush to the esophagus, stomach, and the small and large intestines, causing inflammation, tissue damage, severe pain, vomiting, and food impaction. Eosinophils can even infiltrate the bloodstream and damage other organs. Responses often become so severe that children are unable to get the nutrition that they desperately need to grow and develop. Adults cannot get the nourishment to be able to conduct their day-to-day tasks. This suffering could go on for days, weeks, and even months. All of us have treasured memories of birthdays, parties, and holidays. We gather together, sit around a table, and celebrate with fellowship and food. But for those with an eosinophilic disorder, each of those gatherings is a reminder that their lives are different from those of their family and friends. Imagine sitting around the table at Thanksgiving and not being able to take a bite of food because it would leave you retching in pain and suffering for days. Imagine telling your child that their birthday cake will be made of ice chips or wax. How do you begin to tell your child that they will never be able to eat by mouth again? Families dealing with this disease struggle with questions like this every day. Adult patients have their set of struggles. Going to business lunches and not being able to eat, socializing with friends becomes difficult. The feeling of isolation is a real struggle of a patient with EGIDs. Surgery, medical procedures, medication, and suffering become part of a patient's daily routine. Because these diseases are rare, many families must travel hundreds of miles to find doctors that know how to care for their loved ones. While some patients can control their disease by only eliminating a few foods, many are forced to live on extremely restricted diets. A food that is safe today may not always be so. Some children can tolerate nothing more than the elemental formula. These formulas are extremely expensive and often not covered by medical insurance. Patients with eosinophilic disorders often have other medical conditions, which make it even more complicated to treat this disease. Serious environmental allergies, asthma, reactive airway disease, mast cell disease, connective tissue disorder, mitochondrial disorder, sensory processing disorder, and autism spectrum disorder make daily life for these children difficult, complicated, and exhausting. Even something as simple as exercise or exposure to a beautiful sunny day can trigger serious anaphylactic reactions. Common childhood illnesses that others consider an inconvenience can quickly become serious. Despite the challenges they face, our patients are fighters. Each day, they courageously work to do things that others take for granted. They go to school, and they reach out to their friends and families, reminding us all that they are more than their diagnosis. Research is being conducted in centers across the country. A better understanding of this disease and treatment for it has the power to change these patients' lives. By supporting Cured, you are giving patients the one thing that every person should have: hope. 100% of all profits raised by the Cured Foundation goes directly to finding these fighters a cure. Cured also works tirelessly to raise awareness, educate, and provide support for patients and their families who fight every day against this painful and complex disease. We need your support. Please consider making a donation to Cured.